It's Ivy Slater, and you're listening to Her Success Story podcast, a show where gutsy businesswomen share their success journey. Hey, it's Ivy Slater. Welcome to today's episode of Her Success Story. So this is our content episode for February. So, February is the month of Valentine's Day. It's the month of love. And I thought about, in all the strategic planning we do, in all the growth we support companies with, I always ask a question that says, what's working in your business? What is working in your company? What is working in your business? What's working in your leadership? What's working in your department? Why do I ask this? Because what is working has the faster ability to expand than when you go in to fix what's not working. Doesn't mean you shouldn't do that, but I just want you to notice I use the word faster ability to expand. So on the month of love and Valentine's Day, I thought we'd look at what do we love about our business, right? When we show up with something that we have a great passion for, we want to dedicate time to it. We want it in our lives. It brings us joy. Our business should bring us joy. Our work should bring us joy. If it's not, I'm going to tell you, scratch your head and think about this. I am the person who succession planned myself out of my printing company at 45 because it did not bring me joy. And I've grown Slater Success, and we're in our 17th year with a company that brings me great joy, clients that I love to work with, people I love to connect to with, a great team. So when I get up in the morning, it's not a job. It's a passion. It's a love. And I can dedicate myself and my time to something I love, just like I dedicate myself and my time to my family members I love, my friends I love, the hobbies I love. There's no stress finding time to do things that you love. There's stress when you're showing up and you're doing things you don't like. So here's a couple of things I thought I'd go over today. I would say take a breath. In that breath, it gives us an opportunity to identify and think about what brings us joy in our work. I will always say write it down. Take out that piece of paper, write it on your phone. It doesn't matter, but make notes of what brings you joy, what brings you happiness. Because when we're focused on our own happiness, our own sense of contentment, it's easier to, what I said before, grow and expand. So I think about, what do I love about my company? I love my clients. I see that, like, when I meet with my clients and I look at my calendar, I have a smile on my face. I was like, oh, I get to meet with this person today. Oh, I have a meeting with this person. I can't wait to hear about this. Oh, we're going to work on this. There's a sense of excitement when I'm working on Her Success Story, our podcast, this show, actually, there's a sense of excitement of all the new people I'm getting to meet, the conversations I'm having, right? The best parts of Her Success Story, yes, is the interview, but it's the before and after, really building relationships with incredible people, incredible leaders. It's so much damn fun. I can't wait to do it. I'm like, oh, I get to do this today. Yes, I'm not going to tell you everything about business is fun because I'm not going to lie to you, right? There's responsibility. I'm the first one who says there is responsibility and understanding, meaning we have to understand our finances. We have to spend time with our numbers. We have to be analyzing. We have to be planning. We have to be troubleshooting from what we're learning. Now, that might not be that joy piece for all of us that we want to sit in and growing and expanding. Yet it's an important piece, and we can actually find joy in it as the numbers grow in a positive direction. Isn't that pretty damn good, right? So when we focus on it, when we see growth, we have excitement. I just said to a client, we were doing some strategy work together, and we were talking about the growth of their company. And we said, what would it look like to grow this way this year? What would that be in new business? What's sitting on the bottom, right? Where's your low-hanging fruit on the tree? Where are the apples that are on the bottom that you could just pick and grasp, right? Where are the closest to bringing it over a line? What's the next tier up and the next tier up? How do we move those down? What would it look like? What would these price at? What would be the financial impact? So there's a focus on business development there. But if we don't look at our numbers and understand our numbers, then we're missing an opportunity on how to grow and how to grow well. That makes an impact. We also, the numbers and our sales has an impact of how we should be growing the team. I believe we don't hire when we're desperate. We hire on our growth journey. Okay, I'll repeat that. Don't hire when you're desperate, because behind the 8 ball, you're going to be out 6 months of struggle. You're going to be adding 6 months of stress to your life. There is no reason to remember this is the month of joy, love, happiness. No reason to add stress, right? As you're growing, be hiring ahead of the curve. That's one of the smartest things you can do. And lastly, when you are addressing of what are the things that we don't love to do, can you delegate it? Do you, if it's the numbers, do you have a bookkeeper? Do you have a CFO? That doesn't alleviate you from not knowing the numbers. Sorry, guys. Number one responsibility of any leader is you must know your numbers, but you don't have to do all your numbers, right? You could have a monthly meeting and review it, and understand and have somebody else in the weeds. Know what things like that look like. If you're the visionary, have a strong operations person. If you're an operations mindset, know you have somebody in that leadership team with you who's seeing forward, who's visioning forward and seeing opportunity. So know your strength, hence that personal SWOT sometimes. Know your own strengths, your own weaknesses. Because when we're working in our strengths, we're working from a place of joy. Understanding the weaknesses, what can we delegate? What can we get off our plate? And how the company can grow by me bringing in people to do the things where I'm not great at. Okay. In Slater Success, just so you're understanding in complete disclosure, I'm the visionary. I have amazing ideas. I'm like, I'll out myself here for a second. If I don't have a great team behind me, 90% of my ideas will not happen. We need implementers from me, right? I'm the visionary. I need my strong ops teams behind me who's making sure things are moving forward. We have our regular meetings. We have extra meetings as needed to make sure that traction is happening, right? Know your role, know what you do well, and then know, right? Because that's your love. This is the month of love. And then know what doesn't bring you joy and who else can be supporting you in this. Might not mean it gets all off your plate, but who's your support team in this area that helps you stay focused on growth. So for the month of love, for the month of February, the last thing I'm going to say is make sure you're doing something to love yourself. Self-care is huge. If we're not doing something to love on ourselves, we're not being fair to us. Love on you. Find whatever it is. If it's the walk in the afternoon, the massages, the facials, the acupuncture, that girlfriend time, the hobby time, whatever is your thing, make sure you're doing something that loves on you, because we have to make sure as leaders, we're taking care of ourselves. The greatest thing the airlines ever came up with was the announcement that goes by the flight attendants: in an emergency, put your own mask on first and then help somebody else. In a leadership role, we're putting a lot of energy out. Make sure you're nurturing and storing and nurturing your own energy so you have it to share and lead with. So I'm encouraging you in this month of love, in this month of joy, identify what are you going to do for yourself. I'm taking myself on a week vacation. Woohoo! Anybody else joining me here? Okay. What else are you doing for yourself? What will that look like? How will that look for you? With that, make sure you're sitting in the place of you're doing things you love in your business and that you're built the team or are building the team to support you in the things that do not bring you as much joy, but are important things that every leader must be doing in that CEO role. Okay. Most importantly, give yourself a gift. I love gifting to others. I know I find the struggle in finding something to give to me. So remember, as we give to others, if that's your jam too, remember to give back to yourself. When you give something to yourself, take the moment and take that breath to acknowledge it, breathe it in, and own that. See you next time on Her Success Story. What I always say is, as we close the show, take one more deep breath in and let it out, and write down somewhere, somehow, one takeaway from listening today. feel free to share that with me. I always love to know what is impacting you. This you found this helpful, share it, hit subscribe, and feel free to give us a 5-star review. We always appreciate those. See you next time.